In a post-NAR settlement real estate world here in Texas, there are a few forms that you need to make sure that you have taken care of so that you know you're going to get paid at closing. We're going to go over one of those forms today, and I've got the other forms on video. So click the link up here on this side and check those videos out. My name is Jeremy Smith. This is Living an Epic Life in Real Estate. This channel is dedicated to real estate agents just like you who are searching for more knowledge so they can get more confident in your skill set and that you can then grow your business.
It's time for you to grow.
And while you're here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, ding, so you get notifications when I post more content. And as usual, as I explain this document to you, it's going to be up here on the screen so that you can see it and learn it as well. I would highly recommend that if you can, you print the document out and take notes as you go through this video. This is meant to be an educational video. I'll try to make it entertaining as well, because I know it's going to help you stick around a little bit longer.
You give the people what they want.
But it's educational in its nature, so it's really here to make sure that you get all of the information that you need to be able to use this form properly so that you can guarantee that you're going to get paid. The form we're going over today is a compensation agreement between broker and owner. So I'm going to tell you about the form, some different situations where this form would apply, and basically how you use it. So let's talk about where this would apply. Well, it's going to apply in, first of all, let's say a for sale by owner.
I could almost do this by myself.
So if you're going to have a buyer that you're representing and they're going to be purchasing a home from a for sale by owner and you want to make sure you get your commission paid by the owner, this is the document you would use. Also, in the regular world that we're in today, post-NAR settlement, you may want to use this document even if it's not a for sale by owner. So if you've got a buyer and the listing is with another brokerage, you can use this form to make sure that the seller pays your commission. One thing that EXP has done that I really like is they have made it to where whenever we take listings, we're not negotiating buyer agent commission in our listing agreements. Now we talk about it, we educate our sellers on it, and at least I am having conversations with them about what percentage they would be willing to pay, if any, but it's not going to be in the listing agreement any longer. And I would imagine a lot of other brokerages are going to go to that model as well. So you may need this. Now, I did do a video on the addendum regarding broker compensation. So that is going to be right up here. Click that. You can forego using this form if you use that one, but I'm going to explain this one to you anyway so that you understand what it is in case it's for sale by owner or you just prefer to use it. So let's get started. You're going to see this looks very familiar to most documents as it starts off in paragraph 1 with the parties, right? So in this situation, the parties are going to be you and your broker and the owner of the property. So you would put all of that information in paragraph number 1. Paragraph number 2, you're going to put the property information. And like any document, you guys be very thorough with this. The more thorough and accurate you are, the cleaner this document is, the more you're going to be confident with what you're doing. And also the less room you have for gray area or any sort of confusion. So property means the following real property in Texas together with all of its improvements and fixtures. So if you want to know what those are, look into the residential purchase contract and it'll talk about what improvements and fixtures are. So you're going to put the street address, the legal address. It may be, lot and block. It may be acreage or whatever, but you can get that from the tax rolls if you need to. Paragraph 3 here is asking price. So asking price, A, owner is presently asking whatever they're asking to sell the property. And if this is a lease, because this can be used for leases too, you would put whatever they're asking to lease the property. That doesn't mean that's what the buyer is offering, right? So what they're asking, what the buyer is offering can be two different things, but you want to put what they're asking for the property there. And then you're going to register. Broker registers, you're the broker, whoever your client is, right? Johnny Appleseed is your prospect. You're going to register Johnny Appleseed with the owner. Paragraph 5 talks about the terms of this agreement. When does it start? When does it end? So you get to choose those dates, right? There's no set time. It could be for 1 day. It could be for 1 year, whatever you want to put in there. That's what paragraph 5 is addressing, how long this agreement is good for. Paragraph 6, getting into the meat of this thing, talks about broker's fees. It says owner is not obligated to pay broker a fee until such time as broker's fee is earned and payable. And if you want to know more about how commissions are earned and payable, you can find that information in this document, as well as your buyer representation and listing agreement. It's all the same. So broker's fees are earned when owner enters into a binding agreement to sell the house or lease all or part of the property at any price to prospect, or if owner breaches this agreement. That's when it's earned. Broker's fees are payable in the amount stated below at the specified times. So if it's a sale, you're going to address that here in paragraph A. If owner agrees to sell all or part of the property to the prospect who you've registered at any time during the term, owner will pay broker a fee equal to either a percentage of the sales price or a flat fee, whatever you've negotiated or you're asking for, because just because you send this over doesn't mean they're going to agree to it, right? This may take some negotiating, but put whatever you want in there. Paragraph 2 says the fee is payable either during the term or after it ends at the earlier of three occurrences. 1, the closing and funding of the sale or exchange of the property. 2, owner breaches this agreement, or owner breaches a binding contract to sell the property to your prospect, meaning that they went under contract, owner breached the contract with your buyer. Now your commission has been earned and it's payable, right? That's what this paragraph A2 says there. Then on paragraph B, it addresses leases. Very similar stuff there. So if owner agrees to lease all or part of the property to prospect on any terms, during the term, owner will pay broker a fee equal to either a percentage of 1 month's rent or percentages of all rents prospect is obligated to pay under the primary term of the lease, or a flat fee. All right, so there's 3 options there. 1B here says the fee is payable during the term or after it ends in accordance with the following schedule. In one payment upon whatever you put in there, right? Execution of the lease, tenant move-in, whatever you want. Paragraph 2, in 2 payments as follows: 1/2 of the fee at the time the lease is executed and the remainder on the date the lease commences. Not a bad option. Or 3, whatever you dream up and they agree to, right? So you have 2 written in options here. 3, you can put something there. Paragraph 2 references renewals for leases. It says if the prospect leases all or part of the property during the term and subsequently, either during the term or after it ends, extends, renews, or expands the lease, including new leases or more, less or different space in the same building or complex, owner will pay broker at the time the extension, renewal, or expansion commences a fee equal to, and then you have those same 3 choices, right? So I've never really seen renewals used in any of these, but you could use them. The option is there. And then 3, it addresses what happens if the tenant you brought ends up buying that house, right? So you can negotiate a commission in that event. And this paragraph says if prospect leases all or part of the property during the term and subsequently, either during the term or after it ends, agrees to buy all or part of the property within the term of the lease or within 180 days after the date that the lease ends, which is 6 months, owner will pay broker at the closing of the sale a fee equal to a percentage of the sales price or a flat fee. It's important to know that you do have these options, you guys. Make sure that you know that. You don't have to settle for one thing. You can put all these provisions into play. Of course, the seller is going to have to understand and agree to that. If they're being represented by another broker, that broker should explain all this to them. If they're not being represented, if they're for sale by owner, for rent by owner, you want to make sure that you explain this stuff to them so that they know what they're signing. And then there's a notice here that says if the property is commercial property under Chapter 62, property code, broker is entitled to claim a lien against the property to secure payment of an earned commission. Paragraph 7 talks about broker's representation. And this is important, especially coming off the heels of that NAR settlement. 7A says owner acknowledges receipt of the attached information about brokerage services. So make sure you include that and you know how to explain it, which is incorporated into this agreement for all purposes. During negotiations for the sale or lease of the property, broker either 1 will represent owner only, 2 will represent the prospect only, or 3 will act as intermediary between owner and prospect. If you're not familiar with what intermediary is, that is when one brokerage is representing both the buyer and the seller. It could be one agent at that brokerage, or it could be 2 agents at that brokerage. But the key is that both parties to the transactions are clients of the brokerage who you as a salesperson represent and go into contracts on behalf of. So paragraph 7B here says, if broker acts as intermediary, broker will assist both prospect and owner in the sale or lease of the property. Broker's fees will be paid by owner as provided in paragraph 6. Broker may appoint a licensed associate of broker to communicate with, carry out instructions of, and provide opinions and advice during negotiations to owner, and appoint another licensed associate for the same purpose to the prospect. As an intermediary, there's some things that the broker can and cannot do. 1, they may not disclose to the prospect that the owner will accept a price less than the asking price unless otherwise instructed in a separate writing by owner. They may not disclose to the owner that the prospect will pay a price higher than the offer that they submitted in an offer to the owner unless otherwise instructed in a separate writing by prospect. So if they tell you to say it, you can say it. If they don't tell you in writing, don't say it. 3, you cannot disclose any confidential information or any information owner or prospect specifically instruct you in writing not to disclose unless otherwise instructed in a separate writing by the respective party, or required to disclose the information by Real Estate License Act or court order, or if the information material relates to the condition of the property. So those are some variances on you being able to disclose certain things. Intermediary is very interesting. I don't recommend you doing it by yourself. It's much more cleaner when the buyer and the listing side both have their own representation. When you do both, it can get pretty crazy.
Hey, look, man, you don't have to do this.
And then 4 here, seller shall treat, or the broker shall treat all parties to the transaction honestly and comply with the Real Estate License Act. Be careful, because you can really get yourself into a bind with intermediary and maybe lose your license. So just a warning there. I know it's more money, but it may not be worth it. So addenda and other related documents which are part of this agreement are information about brokerage services and whatever other addenda you may want to put on top of that. So just some boring stuff, paragraph 9. And then here at the bottom, broker's name is going to be there. So not your name first, your brokerage name. Then you're going to check the box that says broker or broker's associate. So if you're not the broker, check broker's associate. And then your printed name is going to be there. So broker's name, your signature, your printed name, and then owner's printed name, owner's signature. If there's more than one owner, they'll all sign right here on that right-hand side. Now, this is form TXR 2401. And I just forgot to encourage you to subscribe and hit the bell so you get notifications. So do that. We got more videos coming up. Guys, that's it. Hope this was helpful for you. Post in the comments below if you have other videos, other contract forms you would like for me to explain. If you have questions, post those in the comments below. And if I made any mistakes, correct me in the comments below as well. Hope you guys have a good one. We'll see you on the next video. Peace.